much more. I wonder whether they might have considered Adil Rashid. Bit more of a whippet between the wickets. Jofra, once he's up and going, is very quick. Rashid very capable, and I think the running between the wickets with the "I'm with you" is going to be the telling thing.
Full and straight. That's your strength, Faruqi. Go full and straight. It's too short to be that effective on this surface. And might even think about two. Running between the wickets, a key, Dooley. Effective there.
May just have to come in 5 on that leg side. Played pretty well. Just tried to hit square leg. Saw they were deep. Touch, turn and go.
I say that because with 9 and 0 front of square is a 2 just about every time if you can control it well enough.
32 from 22. Dot would be gold here. A dot, a wicket even better, but a dot, it's gold. What about a French cut for 4? What price on that? Huge money.
Well, these games, you need a little bit of good fortune, a little bit of luck going your way. Could go either way. It still could go either way, but this is the element of luck that England need. Cutter, is it? Yeah, it is. A cutter into the surface. He's through the shot, just picks up the toe end and beats Gurbaz.
Emotions running high. Very, very high indeed. Quite often the two calmest players are the two involved.
Hasn't gone to his Yorkie yet,
No,
Smithy, and we've seen so much of that in the last month. You and I have seen so much of it.
It's his trademark. Full and straight. Misses his mark. Single down to mid-off. Just lost it.
Just 6 runs between the sides at this stage, but remember, Afghanistan, when batting, the last over went for 2 runs. The 50th over from Livingston, they only got 2. Neck and neck.
One piece of magic. One piece of Faruqi magic. Can't find his mark again, and that fumble out in the deep. That's called pressure. That is huge pressure coming to bear here on a fielding unit that has to hold their nerve.
That could have been a lot worse, I tell you. That right boot just saved him.
Sadiqullah Atal clips the fingers. As you said, that right boot just in the right place. Pen's gone, pad's gone.
Just can't find his mark, Faruqi. He just can't. A dot to end the over, but another good one for England. 301 for 7. They need 25 from 18. At that point, Afghanistan had Australia by the throat, and Maxwell released the grip and then went on to win. It was something extra special. No one will get a double 100. Joe Root's 120 is probably worth close to that if England get home. But I think if Afghanistan learned anything from that, maybe they can draw on it. Here is Azmat. That's a wide, and quite an easy one to give. That's pressure as well.
Trotty is ticking. He really is. He is a calm individual when he plays the game, but Jonathan Trott in the dugout is ticking. He's seen runs slip away.
3 wickets, just a wicket now, a wicket in this over. And it's back to even Stevens at this moment right now. England noses in front. Up. Can anyone get to this? Can anyone get to this? He's down. Well, it is Rashid Khan. It would have been something extra special, but that's what's needed to win games. My goodness.
He got there. He put in the yards, Rashid Khan. It was a brilliant run after the ball, and he got there. Don't think it was hitting the ground that spilled it out. Oh, it was. It just it fell through the hands initially, and then the ball hit the ground anyway. Spilled out.
Valiant effort. Really valiant effort. 23 from 17. Just took the single, that's all. Well, that's it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. And it beats Ibrahim at mid-wicket.
Well, England have stuck with Jamie Overton. They've persevered with him. At times in India, it looked like he was batting one position too high at number 7. Number 8 looks his position because he is a clean striker of the ball. And that's what he's done just there.
Seen this so often in the UK in the last few years. Domestic cricket at different times. A real powerful player, whether it's short, put it up there, he'll drive you back down the ground as well. Been pretty calm. Partnership with Joe Root, he was relatively calm in and around it.
19 from 16. The wicket makes a heck of a lot of difference here. And must get Overton. They get Overton, they're right back in the race. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Normally he shares a joke, but he knows what's at stake here. He's got to focus, and it's only out there in the middle. Everyone's is really.
That was very sensible from Jofra Archer. As Ian Smith keeps saying, they need a wicket now, Afghanistan, and at crucial times they've got wickets, but with a good overbuilding, Archer just knocked it for one.
Well, it's just a case of knowing who the best person is to win the game for you, and at this stage it's him. You don't have to be a hero at both ends, you have to be sensible at both ends. England are not believing yet.
Yeah, Omar Zai wants some sawdust or something. He might have just slipped a touch. And stuff coming out now just gives Overton and Archer an opportunity, gather their thoughts. Probably have to take it to the last over. They will, but probably don't want to take it down to the last 3-4 balls.
England don't know. Afghanistan want this to go as deep as possible now. To do that though, they need a wicket or they need a dot or two. Can it be this ball? Can it be this ball? It could be this ball. It could be this ball. It is this ball. My goodness me. Overton, he had the game in the palm of his hand and now he's dished it back.
Maybe just the delay. The Rishabh Pant delay in the World T20 final. This time it was the sawdust. Just stopped the momentum. Then the next delivery. The chip to long on. Ashmat has 4. Game on again. What have you done, Jamie Overton? Difference in emotions. Played well. 32 from 28. 309 for 8. 17 needed.
Adil Rashid, the only one of them in one spot higher. Well, he's going to be in the game. He's going to be a hero or not. And with Jofra Arch, I wonder what that conversation's all about, Ness.
They both are very good players down the order. Adil very rarely chews up deliveries. He's busy between the wickets, but when you leave it to the bowlers, you never know what's going to happen. Jamie Overton could have probably hit that anywhere he wanted. He just chipped it to long on.
It was between shots. Could have chipped it mid-wicket region. He could have gone right through with it, hit it all the way over long on. That's what pressure does.
Here's Azmat. He's got 4. Can he get 5? Pressure on. Common sense cricket from Adil Rashid. But there was a vital wicket in the over, there's no doubt about that. It is 16 from 12 here in Lahore.
Outstanding figures from Azmat. 9 overs, 4 for 54, 4 for on an absolute road of a pitch.
Comes down to nerve now. It comes down to nerve. It comes down to belief. 16 from 12 to keep Josh Buttler and England alive. 2 wickets or some really good cricket, and Afghanistan stay in the hunt. Buttler can only sit and watch.
Wood to come, and it's going to be tight. You're going to need to run 2s. If Wood comes in, it's going to be hard to run 2s. These two have to get the bulk of these.
Well, pace off straight away from Farooqi, so he's not giving Adil Rashid anything to work with. He can't really afford to with this field set either. Short third, man behind point, short fine leg, and a guy hunting in at cover. Think pace off.
Right then, 15 from 10 and Jofra on strike.
Now he's thinking different, where I praised him in the last over because on the back of a good over he knocked it for 1. Afghanistan have had a few decent deliveries. He's now feeling, leave it to me, Adil. He may be thinking big shot.
I reckon he is. I think he's thinking, let's take this guy and let's take him now and let's take the pressure off us.
If he does, then open the blade. Look to hit extra cover. If it slices behind point, that's fine. There's no one there.
Just the single. Just the single into the deep.
Right option. Just hit it straight to the man.
What price for super over, Ian Smith, with you on comms, eh?
I'm sure they've got defibrillators in the building. I don't want super over. Come on, gents, let's settle it now.
Rashid's very strong behind point as well on the offside.
Yeah, he's a good player. Adil Rashid is a very smart cricketer. Run out chance. Archer was quick, really quick. He ran on the shot. Who's going to break? Who's going to break first? Archer was very smart here. Went straight one bounce to Gilberton. Archer had it sorted. Really good backing up. Now, can he just settle for a single now? How many do they want? How many do they think they can get? 10 from the last 6?
9. Single figures. Double figures worries me with bowlers.
Oh, it's 13 from 8. And it's straight up. It's straight up. It's Nabi. He's 40 years of age and he's a hero. He's done it again. Muhammad Nabi. You cannot keep the old guy out of the game. And Archer goes despair up there.
Timing, lack of timing from Archer. He got the length he was looking for. but it's toe into the bat. And it's just gone, as Ian Smith said, straight up. Pace off, clever from Fazalak Farooqi, but it's toe into the bat, straight up, cool as you like. The father of Afghanistan cricket. He knows how important that is. New man on strike, Archer on his way. Over to you, Mark Wood. Archer gone for 14. It is 3:13 for 9.
That is a shock and a half, I can tell you. The emotions going through two of the most experienced players, not just in English cricket, but world cricket. They know that they are helpless in this situation. As Mark Wood, who could hardly bowl, comes out to bat and try and win it with the blade. 13 from 7. And in the other camp, Jonathan Trott. Can this be the time they close the deal? Can it be? Jofra Archer couldn't do it. He thought a big swing of the bat down the ground and 6 would just take the onus away from Afghanistan. Nasser, he missed his target.
Incredible scenes here. It is still tense. You never ever take the game for granted. Rashid Khan making sure they're focused. Mark Wood, we know, can hit a big ball. We know he can bat. England need him to bat. They need him to run. It is all on the line here. You lose, you're gone.
13 from 7. Do they want one? Do they want Rashid on strike? They may well do that. It's 13 from 6 here, folks. Amazing scenes.
I wonder whether that conversation was about just leave Adil Rashid on strike. Leave him on strike. Can he find 2 boundaries in the first 3 balls? Highly capable, we know that. Assess it after 3 balls. What do we need to do? Do we need to take the quick one? Can I afford to take 3 deliveries?
Can you get back for 2? Just looking at that first ball for Wood, he set off to run and then he hobbled back. Can you get back for 2, Woody? That's the conversation. Or I got to stay on strike and keep belting it.
I always say, and we're talking now about the batting side of things, the pressure on the batsman. Well, Dooley, there's a heck of a lot of pressure on Azmat here. He's sitting on a 5 for which would be absolutely magnificent. The umpires have calling what for more sawdust? What else more could they be calling for? He wants sawdust.
Tell you what they're doing, they're calling Fazalak Farooqi back on the field, and rightly so. So this is a moment that happens a little too often. If you're good enough to bowl, you have to stay on the field. You can't just finish your overs and go off and get someone else on. He was good enough to come back on after the injury and bowl. Now this has happened already in the tournament. Not sure of the game that it happened in, but someone else was called back on the field, so they're saying, no, I'm sorry, I'm not having it. Very good umpiring.
Yeah, good spot from you too, Dooley. You're right. You're spot on. Absolutely right. And he will hobble his way down to a short, fine leg, Fazal Farooqi, and hope like heck that he's not called upon to do something special. Here's Azmat. 13 from 6. Rashid decides, I've got to go for it. Now they've got to come back for 2, otherwise Wood's on strike and he can't get back.
Can't run, he can't move. 12 from 5, he's got to swing hard now.
Long on, deep mid-wicket. Mark Wood. I've seen him hit some enormous 6s in Test match cricket. He is not worried about clearing the boundary. Wait for it. Try and keep your shape. Such a difficult thing to do at this stage of the game.
Don't even keep our shape up here.
We're us in a better shape.
Come off the hour, Dooley. Come off the hour. 12 from 5. Mark Wood. Asmat, he thrashes him out to point, but it's only a single. He timed it beautifully, couldn't find a gap.
No boundary for 12 deliveries at this stage of a game. That is so costly when every ball here should be going towards the boundary. England have hit a wall with the boundary count, and that has put that equation in favour of Afghanistan. They now need boundaries. Nothing else will do.
And Jofra Archer sums it up. That shot of Jofra Archer sitting there with its pad still on, helpless, sums it up. Here we go. Straight up, but safe. Still can't come back for two, so it's back to Wood again. 10 from 3. Desperate times here. What a shot that is of a player who had the game in the palm of his hand but couldn't find the boundary. Upstairs on the balcony, there's half a dozen guys thinking the same thing. This would be huge for Afghanistan cricket. They have made such giant strides so quickly. Here's another one in the offing. On the target, and Wood can only just limp down for one. And we're down to 9 from 2.
2 fours for a super over, Adil Rashid.
He's got to stay on strike. Take both balls and see what happens.
Well, if he can't hit a 4 though, they have to run a 2 to bring a 6 into the equation.
Run out.
Well,
or he's got to go for it, Smithy. You're right.
He has to hit. He has to hit. It has to go now. It's got to go now. Has it gone far enough? Has it? It hasn't! Ibrahim, who did it with the bat, has the final say with his hands, and there's an invasion here from Afghanistan, and why not? What a special moment in their cricket history. England sit on the balcony in despair, absolute despair, and Afghanistan are the toast of their nation, and maybe this one too.
Simply brilliant, Afghanistan. What a game of cricket as well. England have contributed massively to it. It has been a superb game of cricket on a great cricket surface. And Azmatullah Omarzai, 5 for 58. Don't forget, 41 off 31 to go along with those 5 wickets. Can you possibly take a player of the match performance away from a bloke with 177? I'm not sure, but it's not a bad effort in trying to do so. And Afghanistan, 8 runs, there's the muscles. Brilliant.
For Delhi in the 50-over World Cup, read Lahore in the Champions Trophy. Afghanistan have beaten England again. They have knocked England out of the tournament. They are still in it. They are full of smiles. As one commentator once said, agony for one side, ecstasy for the other. And the England team are in disbelief. Afghanistan, truth be told, has played the better cricket.
Well, who did have the biggest influence on this game of cricket? The man that bowled England out, or the man that scored 177?
I would have to say, on this pitch, to get Pfeiffer on an absolute belter and valuable runs, I don't think they'll care one bit. Those 11, the backroom staff. The progression, the progress of individual players and as a team has been incredible. From where they were to where they are now is one of the stories in the cricketing world. They have knocked England out. Simple as that. They have played better than England. And they've got an opportunity now with Australia to come here in Lahore. They have got an opportunity to get through to a semi-final.
Wasn't that a great shot of Jofra Archer when you consider back to 2019? He bowled the last over in the only over in the super over. And remember the joy on Jofra Archer's face and on England faces back then. And it just shows you the nature really of high-octane sport. And that's what this is. Boy, does he enjoy a good moment. Rashid Khan, his emotions are just so typical And there's another one of an entirely different variety. Had a quiet day, the muscle man. By his standards, he took one key wicket. Didn't really have to bat. But the atmosphere. What about Joe Root, Dawley? What about the innings from Joe Root? In the end, it matters not, but what a classy player.
Well, it's been a long time coming for a 50-over century for Joe Root. You could see he was getting tired. You could see he was cramping up. He did everything he possibly could. Even when he got out, he felt that Overton and Archer could still win the game for England. Little moments, a break in play, sawdust required, Overton out, very next ball, caught at the long on boundary for 32. He played well, couldn't get the job done. 14 for Archer, same sort of thing. Just those players through the middle. Butler looked okay, looked better than he has done in recent times, but dismissed too early. Livingston, one great shot, one false shot, dismissed. And England's story was all that apart from Joe Root.